Good morning, sugar. Say hi. Say hi to our friends. Am I taking away space from all these winter sowing bottlers? Come here. Come here. Say good morning. You're a cutie. Hi friends, I hope you guys are doing well. Look at this hot mess. Yes, I'm in my dining room, friends, and the snow is coming down. Just look at that. So I can't do anything outside, but now is the perfect time for winter sowing. Welcome to another edition. I already did the cut flowers and went over those flowers with you. This time we're gonna do mostly perennials, I would say, but I have another method of doing it. I'm gonna show you two different ways. So I'll link down below for you how I did the milk jugs from scratch, so you can actually see how you do them, how you cut them, and how you prepare the milk jugs. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a lot of seeds, but guess what, friends? I don't have any more milk jugs, right? So I went around downstairs in the storage where I have all my plant stuff, looking to see how I can do more seeds without me having to wait until I finish drinking my green tea or my milk, which will take forever. So I'm going to share with you the seeds first, and I'll share with you another method if you don't have milk jugs or any jugs of that nature, another way you can winter sow your seeds. So all these seeds here, friends, I collected these from my garden last year because I love them so much and I wanted more of those plants. Also, I have seeds I purchased. Okay, so I'm going to start first on this side and show you what I'll be winter sowing. Alrighty, so we have orange cornflowers, we have green twist cornflowers, I love those ones, and then we have the white and yellow cornflowers. I think last year was the first time I had this. I got it from Lowe's, and I just love the white and I just love the yellow. It's really pretty. So I harvested a few seeds from those plants I got on clearance. And then we have the pink pom-pom, friends. This one is like, I think it's like a scoop of ice cream. That's what the blooms look like. I should have a picture. I'll put it on the screen for you. I think it was from Monrovia, and I think it was a new edition last year. So I was able to get some of those seeds. So I'm going to winter sow some of those. And then I have this special Cherokee. This is like a black eyed Susan. I got it from heirloomroses.com. Yes, they do sell perennials, but you have to like keep checking their website. So I was able to harvest some seeds from that. And then I have the Samarina black eyed Susan. So I got some seeds from a plant on that one. And then I have the Toto, probably pronouncing that wrong, black eyed Susan. I purchased one plant and there were 3 plants in the container, so I have them in the garden. So I harvested some of the seeds, so we'll be doing those. And then let's move over here to our store purchase seeds. I have forget me not, friends, from the dollar store. I think these are great companion in between your spring bulbs. Like, they're so pretty in between the tulips, the hyacinth. So I'm gonna do some of these in the winter sowing method and then transplant them out in the garden. So it says the annual forget-me-not features lacy sprays of tiny blossoms that provide splashes of clear celestial blue in the garden. A very tough, durable dwarf plant is excellent for rock garden borders and beds in either light or light shade. Attract bees. And don't mind the height there, that's incorrect. Not sure if you saw my video where the seeds at the dollar store, the heights are incorrect. So this probably might be maybe, I say 12 inches tall, not 2 to 3 feet. So don't mind that, that's incorrect. But look at these, friends, so pretty. So we're gonna do some winter sowing over here with these also. And then, friends, I want to share with you pansies. Yes, oh my goodness, I did pansies last year from inside. So I have pansy got the blue. Just look at that, isn't that pretty? So we're gonna do these in the winter sowing method, and they're hardy from zone 6 to 10. Yeah, so most of these are perennials, most of them, and these will get 6 to 8 inches tall. Blooms heaviest in cool weather. We know our pansy prefer the cool weather, so they're great for winter sowing. So if you're thinking of what should I plant in winter sowing method, you can do some research, but key to keep on your seed packet is if it says cool hardy or it says hardy annual, or if you personally know the plant likes the cold stratification. And a lot of perennials, they're great for that too. If it's a sun-loving plant, I would stay away from zinnias and sunflowers. You can do those. I call it the spring sowing method, where you do the same method but you do it in the spring when it gets warmer. If you do those beautiful zinnias and sunflowers, those summer flowers, they will just sit there in the winter dormant and they won't do anything. But when spring comes, they will start to germinate. Anyway, so we have this, got the blues pansies. Then we have this one from Baker Creek. Oh my goodness, I did this one last year. This one is the trumpet mix. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll put some pictures on the screen for you. And then this one is from the Family Dollar, not the dollar store, but I think it's Dollar General, I think it's called. It was 2 packets for $1, and I did these to the Swiss Giants. Yes, so these 2 packets I did last year and I really enjoy it. So I'm gonna try a quicker method using the winter sowing method. I did them inside and it worked, but I'm trying to save on space and all of that, and whatever I can use the winter sowing method for, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, and then let's move over here and let me show you what else we have in this. Hi friends, so we have Snapdragons. I got these from Walmart last year. These are the Snap Teeny ones. They're really small, the dwarf, and they will only get 6 inches tall. Yes, so Snapdragon is a cool hardy flower, so it prefers the cooler weather. Yes, so we're gonna do this entire packet. And then friends, I did the Emerald Purple. I have to have a fancy accent when I say that. Emerald Purple. I did this last year inside and I truly enjoyed. I still have some seed in here, so I'm gonna finish up the packet and use the winter sowing method. This is a perennial. I got this from Baker Creek and I planted these in my rose garden bed. Yes, I strongly recommend this. The blooms were gorgeous, friends, and it bloomed non-stop. And what I noticed too, it reseeded. So like if a bloom fell and a seed was in there, it literally reseeded underground. And the same for the red salvia too. I did the red salvia also. So I recommend this for the winter sowing method. And then friends, I have this. It's called Obedient Plant. I got this from someone's garden and I love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. So I did some research on it and it said it enjoys the cold stratification. So I'm gonna plant these seeds too. If I could find a picture online, I'll insert it for you. But it's so pretty. It really is. And then here we have the Vervain Purple Top. This one I got from southernseeds.com, and I'll get a picture for you. This one likes the cold, because right there it says cold stratified for 30 days. So those are keywords so you would know if I should use the winter sowing method or not. Right there, cold stratified. So if you see cold stratification, anything like that, I just take the plant name, put it in Google, and it will tell you if it's a good option for winter sowing. And then friends, my first time I'm doing sweet pea. Yes, so I'm excited about this. So this one also great for winter sowing. And then friends, look at this Scabiosa. Oh my goodness, you guys know how much I love Scabiosa. Pin cushion, I have maybe 4 I think in the front, but I have the purple pinky color. This one is the white from Baker Creek, and just look at this. Yes, so I can't take you outside as yet, but I could tell you from my other videos I shared with you before that Scabiosa is evergreen in the garden, right? The foliage, everything stays as is. It doesn't die back to the ground. It looks just like the boxwood. So the first time when I did Scabiosa and I saw that in the winter, I'm like, oh my goodness. So that's how I fell in love with it. And the blooms too. The blooms are really pretty. So here it says first year blooming perennial, zones 3 to 7, and a 3-inch blooms are irresistible to bees and butterflies. Yeah, so that's why I had to get the white. I'm so excited about this, friends. I really am. So we're gonna do the winter sowing method in this one. Another perennial we have here is the Hollyhock. First time with this, fiesta time. So If you guys have been watching my videos, I always say I'm bad at staking plants, and I try to avoid taller plants that need staking. But guess what, friends? Look what I found. So I did some research, and this one, you do not need to stake it. So that's why I got it, right? It says perennial from zones 3 to 9. Fabulous flamingo colored fluffy double blooms. Stand out and tidy 3-foot stems. No need to stake. That is a winner for me, as they're just 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide at maturity. And I'm telling you, friends, I am excited about this. And one of my plans for the 2025 garden is to create vertical interest in my garden. So it's very important, friends. You just don't have plants that are there. Think of different layerings and different heights within your garden. So that's why I got my Hollyhock and this beautiful pink. I am so excited about this. I really am. Here I have the cottage garden mix. I have lupine. This I got from Etsy. And I have cosmos. Cosmos require winter sowing, and I'll give you the keyword on here. It says Cosmos Sensation is not only a half hardy annual. Right there, hardy annual. So once again, you see anything looking like that, you use the winter sowing method. All right, and then we have these from the dollar store, the garden cottage and the flower mix. I really enjoyed those last year. And then I have poppy seeds. I have some in the fridge too, but I think I'm gonna dedicate a different video to poppy. And now is the perfect time to get a poppy out there because it's snowing, and poppy can be very finicky. So if you're gonna winter sow poppy, put it where you put it in, just, I would say, just a container for itself. So for example, something like this. So when you take it out and you put it in the ground, you try not to disturb the roots. If you use the milk jug and then you have to cut out how many, if there's like, say like 12 seeds germinate for you, then you have to try to cut them out and disturb the root. So if you do poppy in the winter sowing method, make sure you give it its own container. Right down here in the ground, friends, something like this, a water bottle. Yes, you could give a water bottle, so that way if you do, I would do probably 3 seeds in here. You just plant the 3 seeds in the ground, because the chances that maybe all 3 won't germinate. But then you don't want to do a bigger container like this, right? Because a lot of seeds will germinate in here, and then you have to try to cut them out and all that stuff. So just a side note for you. So I think I'm gonna do the poppy directly in some planters I have sitting outside in the garden, but I'll do that in another video to share with you. All right, friends, so we already prepared some of these seeds here. Okay, we did some of these here, but the new method I want to show you is this I have over here underground. Yes, friends, just look at this. All right, so I have a lot of seeds here, and you see I already did my prep here. So I have forget-me-not, I have the Echinacea, all that good stuff, and I have the fork here. Please remember to label your plants, otherwise you will not know what they are when they start to germinate. So that's why I have this already set up here. And I'll be using regular Miracle potting mixed soil, as I share with you in the other videos. So I'm going to go and fill all these and then put the seeds in here. And then with your seeds, friends, plant according to the instructions on the back, okay? Very important. We all know pansy likes to be surface sown, right? It's very important. So right here, it tells you surface depth is a surface sown. So when I do my pansy, I'm gonna just leave the seed on the surface. So read your seed packet. If you don't have seed packet, and like me, where I have seeds I harvested from my garden, just Google how deep you should plant them and plant according to the instructions. Very important, okay? So I'm gonna fill this in, and then with your winter sowing method, friends, I have this large cover here. So I went downstairs, I told you, and I found this large container. However, it has a white top, and I'm like, oh no, I wish the top was transparent like this, right? So what I'm doing here is that instead of turning it the normal way, I'm flipping it upside down, because I want light to come through on the top of the container. So if I left this the normal way, the white here will be blocking the light from coming through. That's why I have it flipped upside down. And then of course I'm gonna put drainage holes all the way on top here, so that way the snow, the rain, everything could go through and keep the soil moist, because it needs to be moist. You cannot let your seeds dry out. So if you don't have any rain or snow in your area, make sure you water your potting mix before you make it. and then keep your eyes on it. You can put a reminder in your phone every 3 days, and then you could go and check your stuff just in case if it doesn't rain, and just make sure your soil is moist. Very important. Big mistake of winter sowing is if you leave your soil to dry out, the seeds will not germinate for you, or they will eventually die off. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and let me prepare all of this, and I'll show you how I'm using this large container to do my winter sowing method, along with, you already saw the milk jugs and the water bottles. So I'm prepping the seed starting tray, and remember to do this properly. Okay, so I took my hand and I just gently push down to make sure there's no air pockets. So you want to make sure you do that throughout the entire tray. Okay, preparation is very important here. And look at my labels there. I left my labels there so I could know what is what, because that's, I'm telling you, that's the worst thing you could do. Start to do the seed and you don't remember which seed is which. So I'm going to go according to what the labels are, and then I'll put the seed in after. So just take your time and then press down on here. And then as I said before, we're going to plant the seeds according to the instructions on the packet. I used my drill and I made a lot of holes, right? And I made holes also on here. It did get cracked somewhere, but that's fine because we just want water to go through it. But as I said to you before, I'm gonna use this upside down. If the cover was transparent, then you could use it as is, but because the cover is white, I'm gonna put the cover to the bottom, because when I turn this upside down, I want to make sure the light can go through and help the seeds to germinate and all that good stuff. So that's why I'm doing this upside down. Alrighty, so, and then I put holes here so that way the water that will be collected from the rain and the snow, or if I have to water it myself, there's holes here where it can go through and it will just come out underground outside and not sit in the cover and cause root rot with my seeds. All right, friends, so let me put the tray in here, then I'll show you what it looks like. So here we are, and these guys in the front, they're pansies. And if you look closely, let me see if I could point out to you, you probably could see the seeds, because the pansies have to be surface sown. So right there, you see that right there, right here, the seeds are just sitting on the surface. So once again, make sure you plant your seeds according to the seed packet instructions, and I have all my plants labeled there. I'm so proud of myself with this, because I've done stuff before where I started and I'm like, oh no, which seed is that? So that's just a tip there for you. Put your labels in first and take your time and go one by one so that way you don't mix them up. And then we're gonna put the cover on top here. Alrighty, the latch is on, and as you see here to the side, it comes with a latch so that way it would keep out rodents. There's different ways you can winter sow, but you just have to think about it before you attempt to do it, because you have to think about the creatures outside. You have your rodents outside. The squirrel was just out there. Like, it's snowing and the squirrel came to the fish pond looking for water. So think about that. Make sure you are protecting your seeds from the rodents. That's, to me, is pretty important. And drainage is also important, along with making sure you have a container where the light will go through, and also making sure you have the depth right. So you don't want a container that sits on top of your seeds, because when the seeds start to germinate and grow, they need a space where they can actually grow upwards, right? So for example, I wouldn't use a spinach container to winter sow, because the lid sits right on top. And I'm thinking of doing a video with the don'ts and do's of winter sowing. If you're interested, let me know and I can make the video for you. And then perfect example over here, these we did here, so we have our other flowers in here. So you see this, so they have enough space so the plant can actually grow upwards. That's pretty important. So here we have a clematis vine, so we have enough space for it to grow up. You don't want a container where the plant doesn't have enough space to grow up. So just something to keep in mind. So anyway, so let's go outside and let me set this up outside with you. And these jugs I've used before, had great success with them. However, I just want to point out my first time doing this, because I didn't have enough jugs to get the other seeds them in there, and I just didn't want to wait until I have jugs. So I'm like, that's why I came up with this idea. I'm like, what can I do here? Let me look around the house and see what I have. I can make that, mimic that for greenhouse, right? Anyways, let's go outside. All right, friends, we're outside, and here we have our perennials we just did together. Most of them, they're perennials, as I stated before. And then here's the cut flowers there. And then here's a big container here with all these seeds in here. So I'm leaving this to sit on my table I have here. I could bring it on the ground, but I prefer just keep it there, keep my eyes on it. And where should you put these, friends? Make sure you put them where they're exposed to the elements. So don't put them underneath a tree or underneath your porch. They have to get all the elements of nature, the snow, the rain, very, very important. And also the sunlight, right? So I have them there where they're exposed. And just a side note, don't put it on your grass, because come spring, your grass will have a bald spot. Okay, it's very important. So I have the rest of them here. And just a side note for you, if you do any in the water bottle like this, these are very light. So what I do, I just put the bigger milk jug around them just to like protect them. The wind shouldn't be able to pick it up, but just in case if it's really windy, I just normally would just put the bigger bottles around the perimeter just to protect the baby water bottles, so to speak. So here they are, they're all labeled, and very important, make sure you write your dates down when you did them. I have a notebook inside, I write my dates down, so I'm gonna go in there and write down every plant I did and the date, so that way I can keep my eyes on it. And it's also good record for you, so you could compare it to what you did last year and all of that. That's how you become a better gardener, right, friends? Learning from your mistake and seeing how things perform in your garden throughout a certain period. All right, so here we are, they're here. I'm so excited about this. And once again, as I stated before, make sure your bottles are moist. Make sure the soil is moist. That's a key element here. And I think that's a big mistake for a lot of us, is that we don't check on our jugs. We leave them outside and that's it. Just make sure they maintain moisture in there, otherwise your seedlings would die off or they will not germinate for you. So as I said, we have snow here, so for me, I'm good for a little while, but I keep my eyes on them. My dining room is right behind me, so that's my reminder, because I'm always looking outside, as I stated before, friends. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much again for being here, and thank you so much for watching. And I can't wait to share this with you, my first adventure with this huge container I sacrificed. Anyway, friends, see you in the next one now. Cheers.